Thank you, John. First of all, good afternoon, everyone. My CEO, Josefina de la Cruz, would like to send her apologies for not being able to come today, as she was supposed to speak in Ivory Coast for a United Nations conference. Apparently, this conference was called off because of the Ebola scare. But nevertheless, as they always say, one man's loss is another man's gain. So I am very thankful that I'm given the chance to speak before all of you. But my talk will be very brief, as I come here more to actually invite you for the next year's conference. I wouldn't be really taking much of your time, but before the invitation, let me just update you on what really is happening in the Philippines, specifically on two important points that we share with common projects that we share with the Thailand Post and the Malaysian Post, meaning these are similar programs focused on development and sharing programs with micro, small, medium enterprises. And then, you see, Philippine Post has just arrived. Although it's been in existence for so many years, 200 years from the Bureau Post, it was corporatized, and then it's been really losing money for many years. There have been instances that really PhilPost was already at the brink of privatization. And at those times when PhilPost was already losing money, the people within the corporation, the employees are already, their spirit is actually drenched already, and everybody just want to give up, and really think that it's about time to quit. There have been also many instances. I'm sure those who have attended the previous World Mail Express conference in Miami and in Bali, my CEO was already mentioned several things about Philippine Post, and I do not intend to really parrot all what she said. But I would like to share specifically some point, how we really gathered to take off from the losses. From a loss of 5.91 million in 2008, we have been losing money before that. Up to 2010, we've been losing money. And then in 2011, we started that's really the time that we have took off, and we have started the transformation process in the Philippines. 3 years ago, we are an organization marred really by challenges to reinvent, to form, and to define our purpose. It turned out we don't have to go far to discover that we are keeping the gold in us. Let me drive from the general pervasive theme of e-commerce solution to some actual work that we do in PhilPost. The transformation began with first with the rationalization process. We first contracted our workforce, and then we started to diversify our products. From the traditional mails, we ventured into logistics, and then our financial services was also diversified from our singular bank subsidiary. We started to also deliver cash for the different government agencies and international agencies. But it turned out diversification is not the key to all that we do. It's not enough for us to transform, to win the challenges. We had problems with our people also, more specifically with the those who have been to the post for longer years, there is a problem of really, one is it's whether there is really transformation going on or about to happen. And secondly, technology transfer is also a problem for many of my older colleagues in the post. But more than that, we believe that there is still that lacking part that probably hampers the fast and rapid transformation of the corporation. And it is the realization that coming from a government institution, we forget that we must also focus our attention on the needs of the customers. And then that probably propelled the organization to further improve our services and develop and innovate. I'd like to focus to talk on two things that we are doing in the Philippines. First is the Payout Service and the Pinoy Imol. The Pinoy Imol is very much similar to the programs of Typhoon and Post Malaysia, which is really supportive of the projects and development of the small and medium enterprises. But let me show you a video about how we do the payout service in the Philippines. You see, as Paolo Tibig mentioned yesterday, my friend from the Philippines is an archipelago with 7,107 islands. So it's really something, no? It's really a challenge to be delivering mails, and this is a cash delivery for the Department of Social Welfare Conditional Cash Transfer Program. The Conditional Cash Transfer Program is a program of the Social Welfare Department that provides assistance, cash assistance to indigent citizens all over the nation, all over the country, depending on the achievement of parents on their children's education and health. So we deliver to about 73 provinces nationwide and about 1,500 municipalities. And if you see, the geographic location of the Philippines is really a challenge. It will take you about 8 hours from the airport to smaller islands. No? It will take you about 8 hours to really reach the beneficiaries and deliver the cash. But it's really going beyond. No? It's really pushing boundaries to be also socially relevant to our country. I would like to also share our experiences after the Typhoon Haiyan. This was the really the strongest typhoon that ever happened and that really inundated the whole province of Leyte, in particular the city of Tacloban. And of course, it caused so many deaths, and the infrastructure was really devastated. No airports. So at the time, because there was really no air conveyance, the Department of Transport and Communications and the Social Welfare Office were really having a hard time delivering relief aids. At the time, the Americans still were not in Tacloban to operate the airport. And so the Department of Transportation and Communication asked the Post to deliver relief aids. But from Manila, which is the capital of the Philippines, will take about really 8 hours. 8 hours and about another 8 hours by sea to reach the affected area. But those are really the things that we keep on going in the Philippines. It's really a balance of business and becoming socially relevant to our countrymen. After that, as we progress in delivering relief aid to many of our countrymen, especially the victims of Haiyan, many international agencies also contracted our services for cash delivery for the affected victims of Typhoon Haiyan. Specifically, we delivered cash for the United Nations, for the Red Cross, and many other funding agencies. So apart from the delivery of cash among beneficiaries in the country, we are also propelled to and inclined to really support the small and medium enterprises in the country. The Department of Trade and Industry was really tasked to really work on the national or the sole government shopping portal. But we had a chance to present it to the secretary of the department and we had lobbied if the Philippine Post could already be the administrator of this shopping portal, knowing that we will be able to provide adequate support to small and medium enterprises in terms of logistics and the e-commerce delivery solutions. It also brought about by some data, some relevant information on e-commerce, especially that in the Philippines, about 40% every year is the rate of increase in terms of online buying behavior usage. And so we launched the product called Pinoy E-Mall. It's a portal and a program for the small and medium enterprises, which is actually composed of 4 phases. One is really the selling of philately for the post. The second phase is the selling of domestic trade products, local trade products. These products are actually under the Tindahang Pinoy, or the Filipino store in English, Filipino store program of the Department of Trade and Industry. And then it's really basically connecting and putting the products in one warehouse and delivering it to nationwide and of course in other countries. You see, Filipinos are everywhere. There are millions of Filipinos living in the United States, and these Filipinos are basically looking for Philippine products, which cannot be easily be bought in the United States or maybe in Rome or in London. So, true enough, the government has been very responsive with our program. In fact, the Philippine Congress has already in the final reading to pass the Customs Modernization Act, which increases our threshold from 15 pesos or about 0.30 cents to $150. And also by next month, the Philippine Post will be signing or inking a new contract with the Bureau of Customs, allowing us to perform a similarly bonded warehouse system, which will give us more elbow room, a wider elbow room to really increase our international inbound traffic. So that will be really lesser problems for inbound articles. The Pinoy e-mall is also one of the things that we do in preparation for the ASEAN Economic Community. We know that by the end of 2015, things will be moving. We anticipate movements in the market, and the free flow of goods would be happening. So we are also preparing for that. The fourth phase for the Pinoy e-mall program is in partnership with the Department of Tourism, which actually sells group discounts for travel and tours. So currently, Philippine Post is very active, actively partnering with different agencies to be able to really find social and business inclusion with the things that we do. Very recently, we were asked with all the things happening in Philippine Post, the Commission on Elections availed of our logistics service, delivering ballot boxes and different election paraphernalia nationwide. Also, the Department of Health availed of our pack delivery service, delivering from our warehouse, medicines from our warehouse to the different rural health units in the country. The Department of Education also availed of the book delivery program, PhilPost delivering from the warehouse to the different public schools in the country. So it's really really getting back to our feet and getting back the trust and confidence, not just of our peers in government, but most especially the private sector. It's really making them realize that we are doing something to innovate and improve and push the boundary at the Post. We have also opened up licenses or franchises. From 1,400 post offices, we have increased to 1,600, and the leading mall operator in the country would be also opening licenses in the Philippines, which we find very strategic as we increase our presence nationwide, not just in the rural areas, but also in the urban areas, helping the small and medium enterprises also in the cities. And so with all of that, we really realized that there are so many lessons to be learned. We have already fallen, and we are back to our feet. We have realized that by not innovating, by being on our own, thinking that the Post really warp on a time of its own, and that by being complacent, we are really destined to fail. And by really pushing boundaries, by having the ability to be customer-centric and know the needs of the customers, that would be key for the Post to succeed. And I think that's all that we can share. But also, let me take the opportunity to thank Kuala Lumpur and the city of Kuala Lumpur and Post Malaysia for hosting a very nice event. Let's probably give Post Malaysia a round of applause for a very nice hosting. And so from Salamat Tetang, I say mabuhay. That's long live in the Philippines. And in behalf of the management of the Philippine Post, we invite you to please come to Manila and attend the 2015 World Mail Conference. Thank you very much and have a very good afternoon.